Retrouvez chaque manche du Championnat de France de la Montagne 2015, depuis votre canapé, avec les DVD et Blu-ray vidéo concept.
Here we are, this is Saint-Gouéno, Côte, and this is the 6th round of the Championnat de France de la Montagne. For me, it's the 3rd round of my championship this year, and I'm going to walk you around the car and talk to you a little bit about some of the technical details and explain a bit more. So let's go and have a look. This is a Formula Renault 2 litre. This car was made in 2007, and one of the things that really attracted me to this particular car is that in the class, because it's a circuit formula, all the cars have the same engine, the same chassis, the same gearbox, and it's a sealed engine as well, so we all have the same power. It means that the class is very evenly matched. Nobody has an advantage over everyone else because they have more engine power or anything like that, and it's a very fair way of competing for me. It's very attractive, and it really puts the focus onto the driver and what they can do with the car, as opposed to who can afford the most powerful engine. So it's a great formula, and it's a very fun car to drive. It's quite an easy car to get to grips with, to get to learn. The gearbox is sequential. It's a Sadev 6-speed box. You don't need to use the clutch at all once you're actually moving. You can keep your foot flat on the accelerator. You just pull back to go up the box and push forward to go down. That's one of the big changes for me after my last car. Obviously the downforce, the cornering speeds are much higher. Again, the brakes are much stronger, and also the turning for the car. I'm finding that a lot of the corners I'm turning in too soon, because in this car it turns as soon as you start moving the wheel. But that said, it's a great car to drive. It feels very neutral. It's very well balanced, and it's I think a perfect car to be doing the French Championship in. It's really nice to drive, and it's quite simple to run as well. There's not really much you need to do in between races to actually prepare the car. So for me, coming over here on my own, it's a big challenge, but in this car it feels very manageable. So it's been a good choice, I think. Basically, to go up the box you just pull back, and to go down the box you just push forwards. To be honest, I tend to find that when I'm actually driving I don't really fully grip it. I tend to use the flat of my hand, and again, to pull back, it doesn't take a lot of force, but you just do, a good firm pull on the gear stick, and it means you can really fly through the gears. You can be coming into a corner in, say, 5th gear. You want to go down to 2nd, and you just 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and it means you can carry a lot of speed. You don't have to think too much about it. You can be concentrating on your braking and taking a good line through the corner, really. One thing to mention in this car, because you're not using the clutch, I'm using my left foot to brake and my right foot to accelerate. So it's kind of like driving a go-kart. Also, the way it corners is slightly like a go-kart too. So you can really think a lot about what you're doing because you're not having to use a clutch. And I find, particularly on the French hills where it's a longer course and I'm having to think a lot more about what's coming up and think further ahead, it makes life a little bit easier because you can be thinking about the next 2 or 3 corners whilst you're also thinking about what you're doing at that moment in time, really.